Perfect timing. Like what you know about perfect timing. Now I know what they mean when they talk about stars aligning. Out early with the birds, but I wanna be with you doing lying. Now it's hard to be away from you, but Lord knows I'm trying. So don't leave me alone, I'm so grateful for you. So don't leave me alone, I'm so grateful for you. So don't leave me alone, I'm so grateful for you. So don't leave me alone, I'm so grateful for you. Perfect timing. Like what you know about perfect timing. Now I know how it feels when you leave me on my own and slowly. I only see you through my phone, it's like everything we had was phony. It feels about to go away, I just wish I would stay. All the times I stay behind on purpose. It felt like wasted times, but never worth it. And now we never talk no more, but I thought I've been quiet. It's hard to be away from you, but Lord knows I'm trying. So don't leave me alone, I'm so grateful for you. So don't leave me alone, I'm so grateful for you. So don't leave me alone, I'm so grateful for you. So don't leave me alone, I'm so grateful for you.
Hello, hello. Hey, we're about to get this party started. If y'all can go ahead and grab seats, we're going to go ahead and get started in about 2 minutes. Thank you.
Perfect timing. What you know about perfect timing? Perfect timing. What you know about perfect timing? Perfect timing. What you know about perfect timing? Perfect timing. What you know about perfect timing?
She hit me like that. Saw that thing so beautiful. That she just hit my heart. Oh, that full force and she got me like that. I be like that, baby. Why you so fine? Got to make you mine. So hard to find. Baby, like, oh,
Hello, hello.
do the thing the way that you
Hello,
do
hello.
it, and she ain't even show nothing. She be walking around so confident, so heaven sent. I think she was meant to knock 'em daylight.
Hello? Can anybody hear me? Cool, cool. We're going to give you guys another maybe 15, 30 seconds to get situated. Taylor's going to kick us off, and then we'll be ready to go.
Got really quiet. I know. Well, welcome to May's Tech Mat. It's May, right? It is May. It is May. So welcome to Tech Mat. Thank you guys for coming out. It's exciting to have so many colorful faces in the crowd, so many influential people within your own right. So if you don't know somebody or you're trying to get connected to somebody specifically, let myself or Isaac know. The intention of today is that you meet the person you're looking for or get one connection closer to before you walked in. So if you haven't been to TechMap before, Johan founded us about 8 years ago. Isaac and myself have been running the Austin chapter since. A lot of you guys have great ideas, great businesses, and there's a lot going on. The best way for Isaac and myself to continue to stay in touch with you guys and see what you're doing on a day-to-day basis is to follow us on Instagram. I know that sounds silly, but it really is the best way that we can follow you guys and keep up with what you're doing. If you can't grab it now, grab it before you leave today. That way we can continue to stay in touch and build that relationship. So hopefully you did some mixing and mingling already. I'm going to introduce our speaker here in a minute, kind of go through what TechMap is and how we work if this is your first time. And then we'll see our two startups pitch later today. Before we get started, this would not be possible without our sponsors. So unfortunately, I don't believe NSB Larson's here today. Are you here? No? Okay. So we're going to have Ms. Dory come up first and talk about Chastain Partners. If you need accounting or bookkeeping or investment, talk to Ms. Dory because she can help you.
Hi, yes, I'm Dory with Chastain Partners, and we have a finance, accounting, and bookkeeping company here in Austin. And one of our niches is tech startups, software as a service. And so you may not need bookkeeping now, but when you do, we're here and we're awesome. And then I'm also part of Longview Technology Ventures that's looking for similar thing, tech startups, software as a service, B2B or B2C. If you have an idea in the works and think you may need to raise funding in the next year, let me know and I'll see if you're a fit. Everybody. That's everybody. Well, thanks.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dory. And then Jump Growth, will you guys come up as well? This is our newest sponsor. This is Jump Growth. And tell us a little bit more about what you guys are doing.
Hey guys, Hemant from Jump Growth. We are a 16-year-old company focused on technology startups. We help people in building ideas. So if you have a great idea and you are either running short of hands or you do not come from technology background, we can help you build it and further maintain it. So we've been doing this forever now. If you just need to bounce some ideas, feel free to just catch me and we can probably talk about it. Thank you. Perfect client for us is any early stage startup which have great ideas and they want to do something but they don't come from technology background. We can help them from ideation to development to deployment and everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Y'all can clap. It's okay. Yeah. All right. So why is this called the Tech Map? It's called the Tech Map because there's a lot going on in Austin. There's stuff going on all over the place. There's events, there's companies, there's groups. So we try to create a website that puts all of that in one place so that you can find out everything that's going on in the tech world in one central location. Not only that, but you can bump into people and actually connect with those people. You can connect with jobs or groups that you're trying to collaborate with or do business with. Now, we all like to sit behind our screens at home, right, and network and add people on LinkedIn and all that good stuff. But the face-to-face interaction is huge. So we like to bring this to life once a month. That way you get to meet the people that you're interacting with, et cetera, et cetera. So again, if you haven't met the person that you're trying to connect with tonight, let us know. That way we can put you in touch. So we're about to have Miss Jan come up and speak for 20 minutes. We'll have Q&A, so save your questions for the very end. And then we'll have our 2 pitches pitch. It'll be 5 minutes pitches and then 4 minutes of Q&A. If you go over, you will be cut off. So we're going to have Miss Irene and Mike with their companies. And then Miss Jan. So before I introduce Miss Jan, if you have not met her before, the best way I can describe her, she is a mentor in the tech community. She is a guide. I don't want to call her a career coach, but just like a business. If you're in the startup world, you need to know Miss Jan. You just have to. It's hard to describe everything that she does for people. If you're not familiar with the Business Success Center here in Austin, it's an incredible, incredible company that she started and runs and really, really helps develop startups. And if you need to know someone in the startup world, Miss Jan is your answer. So without further ado, Miss Jan.
You want to give me 2?
We'll switch.
We'll switch. All right. I want you to look at the person next to you. And now look at the person behind you or in front of you, because we're going to talk about alliances, right? So those of you who thought you were coming just to drink beer, good. I'm glad you did. And I hope you enjoyed all of the wonderful food, but we've got work to do. And I'm going to change it up a little bit because I don't speak and just wait to the end. So you better ask me questions as we go along because I'm going to ask you questions, all right? One of the things that we're going to be talking about today has to do with how you can add 17% to your bottom line. Is there anybody who would not like to have 17% more in their bank at the end of the year? If you would, there is the door. This is not the right place for you. Is there anybody who would like to make 17% tomorrow? Please don't raise your hands because it will be an empty room. This is not about doing this tomorrow. It is about building alliances that last and that will carry you forward, whether you're looking for a job or whether you're looking to make a business that is more than just a job. And one of the things that's on the screen right now is to kind of explain a little bit about what we do. And I've asked my colleague, would you stand up, please? This is Michael Grant. And I asked him to join me because his expertise is in international business. And if you notice, one of the things we do up there is called the Profit Mover Advisory Team. So I put a yellow star on me, or a yellow dot, on both sides, just in case you were on the left side of me or the right side of me, so that you wouldn't miss the fact that we do invest. Thank you, Michael. But in our Profit Mover Advisory Team, we are all independent business owners, and we come together as an advisory group for the businesses that we work with. And we have worked with a number of tech companies. As a matter of fact, one launched this weekend, so we're really excited. For those of you who might have cats, I have a really exciting, fun thing for you to do. And if you'd like to be a beta tester, that would be great. We also do something called the 7 Steps to Success, which is really designed to work individually with people. And then the final step, and that's why you're my guinea pigs today, is my partner, who is my husband. We have another husband-wife team back there. And I developed something called the Street MBA for ACC a number of years ago, and then the City Management Academy. And no, it is not our fault that the city management operates the way it does. That was not our intention. But one of the things that we did was we created a program that was designed for people not who didn't have software connection, but who didn't have the Latin for it. They didn't have the MBA. They didn't have the expertise of working in a business at the executive level. And I just talked to one of you today who just sold his business, and he was talking about, it's great to be involved in a business, and then when you get to the executive, it gets pretty dull. Well, it can be really exciting. I have been through 7 downturns and 7 upturns, so it does not necessarily have to be dull. We're going to talk about alliances to make your life a little easier. We're going to talk about what an alliance is. We're going to talk about what are the different kinds and levels, because they're not all created equal. We're going to talk about goals, how to choose, and we're going to give you, Michael and I are going to give you a special opportunity to talk to us about your business if you're interested. Okay, so how many of you have ever witnessed or been part of any kind of an alliance? How many of you have gone into a bar? Okay. In the bar, did you see some sort of beer sign? Yes. Guess what? That was an alliance. That was an alliance between the restaurant or the bar and the beer company. Now, doesn't necessarily mean that there was money that was given between the two of them. But certainly it is, if you put up my sign, I will do something nice for you. How many of you have written a recommendation for someone? How many of you had the expectation, I write one for you, you write one for me? That's an alliance. That's an alliance. Now, there are informal ones, and there are very good ones that can grow the business in other ways than simply marketing. Who's here looking for customers? Stand up. Stand up. Thank you. Okay, so these are either sharks or they're good guys. You get to choose. Thank you very much. The reason I point that out is because when we are looking at options and choices about alliances, we want to make sure we're picking the right people, right? Because there is another caveat to having an alliance, which is that 70% of them fail. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to get a D in alliances. Do you? So let's see if we can figure out how to make it better and where to go from here. So we have formal and informal. We just talked about several informal ones. If you brought a business card, how many of you actually belong to the school of thought that a small piece of paper has value? Yes? Okay. How many of you brought a writing utensil? Yes. Good. Don't try to give out your piece of paper. Try to get other people's piece of paper. That's how you build alliances. You don't shove your name at me. You take my name because you don't know who I know. And believe me, he's right. I know a lot of people because I have been here since before MOPAC was finished. I would say I've been here longer than that, but that's too much. So when we look at alliances, we're also looking at duration. And when I asked you earlier how many of you wanted something tomorrow, one of the things that I have to point out is that you can do things in an alliance situation that are almost immediate. I write you a recommendation, you write me a recommendation. But most of the kinds of alliances that I think that you're interested in are going to take you a little bit longer. So duration becomes really important. When we look at alliances, some of them are free, some of them are paid, and some of them are arranged. Anybody ever talk to a matchmaker? Now, I'm not necessarily talking about husband, wife, partner kind of thing, but somebody who kind of said, well, I'll introduce you to the person you'll meet who would be good for you to get to know. I do a lot of that because I've been around so long and because I collect people. Some people collect cups and some people collect other kinds of things. I collect people. And when you look at creating an alliance for yourself, you want to be thinking about what do you want out of it? Do you want it to be free or are you willing to pay for it? Now, that's not to say that free is bad and paid is better. It is to say that there are different options, and that's what I want to talk about. When we look at networks, I was at a Round Rock meeting called 1 Million Cups. Anybody familiar with 1 Million Cups? There's a 1 Million Cups Round Rock, and there's one in Austin. The one in Round Rock is a very good one. The one in Austin is a good one. I just don't know it as well. And the presenter wanted to talk about his business, which is a different kind of software program that, that makes kind of finding businesses a little bit easier. And so he was talking about this partnering program that he had. And part of the program at 1 Million Cups is you present, and then there's a banter. You come with 3 questions you'd like to ask, and then the audience gives you answers to those questions, and they ask their own. And one of the things I said to him is partnership, but what you really have is an affiliate. And it's important when you look at what alliances are, is what is it? So if our level 1 is a network, which is what we're doing here and what the gentlemen have done so well, and Johan with TechMap have always done so well for all of these 8 years, and Capital Factory and Product Camp. Anybody heard of Product Camp? All right, so Product Camp. You'll see me there because I do registration. Why do I do registration? Because I meet people. I collect people, remember? I don't pin you to the wall, but I do collect you. All right, so networking is the easiest kind of alliance, and you do it naturally. But there are different levels, and there's one group that's kind of your inner circle that is probably your strongest alliance, and you tell them everything. That's what it says in the commercial. You tell your inner circle everything, right? All of you have somebody or a group that you pay attention to the most. The second level is referral, and those, maybe you know people somewhat, and maybe you have worked with them, or maybe you have had somebody whom you know who worked with them. So referrals are another kind of alliance, and they serve a specific product purpose, which is what? What's a referral alliance for? And I have a reward. You haven't had dinner? I have chocolate. Helping each other. And what else? Yes, all of those are very good things, and giving you some sort of credentials, particularly if you're new to Austin. How many of you are new to Austin? There's our friend who's just come here from Silicon Valley. So absolutely. So one of the things that Alliance does and a referral does is, he's okay, she's okay, all right? And in Austin, we do things that way. We are a very big town that operates like a very small town. Everybody knows everybody. If you're in the right, we say in Texas, we say niche. If you are a marketing company, like she is, like Alyssa is, then it's a niche, okay? Practice your French. She's niche, please, okay? So when we look at the third one down, that's when we have our affiliates. How many of you have been an affiliate or signed up to create an affiliate program through where you've worked? Anybody? What did you do?
On CJ, like many years ago, I created landing pages, and I was an affiliate marketer myself.
All right.
For different products and services.
And maybe you're seeing a theme that there's a lot here about marketing and sales, and that's what I do a lot of. So when we started in business, we were a full-service ad agency. And what I discovered is that I could build up your reputation, I could make you make sales, and then you would fall apart. You would have the wrong legal form. You would not be priced right. You would go into a bad situation. When we look at the affiliates, is you are counting on the people who put your bug on their site, or whatever you ask them to do, to send you the right people, right? That's what they get paid for. They get paid for a click. Well, have you ever looked to see how many of those actually were any good? Probably not so good, because unless you have an alliance program that really doesn't sort of let anybody who's breathing in, you may get people whom we call, in my business, radioactive waste. Okay? The opposite of that are platinum. Who would you rather have? How many of you would like to have platinum? How many of you would like to send your radioactive waste to your competitor? Aha! So you take the affiliates that don't work, that are taking a lot of time, and you say, how about going over there? Because your competitor is not as smart as you are and won't know that you are sending him her trash. So that's affiliate. When we look at channels, anybody created a sales channel? Or any other kind of channel? Or swum the channel? No. All right. I work as a marketing and sales director for a high-tech company, and I've been doing it for 10 years, so I am his face and the face of our partners, and they are actual partners who sell his product. And they sell his product, they do a very good job, and we have a sales channel that I created for them. And one of the things that has happened over the years, because this happens to be a software for nonprofits, is that it really takes looking at where the main product goes to, because this is an add-on. and the main product decided they were going to cut out all the third-party people. So that meant we had to go back and look at what's happening to our channel and how we can make it work better. And when you do a channel kind of alliance, it's not just you against the world, it's you and your channel. In the affiliate, you know, they do what they do and you try to get rid of the trash. When it's network, you do it because you hope that they will reciprocate and that you won't get in too much trouble. Be careful of whom you network with and who you refer. So now we get to partnerships. Anybody have a partnership? Okay. You have a partnership with?
In previous business,
Mm-hmm.
I worked for transnational company, so it's distributors.
Okay. So you had lots of partners in that situation. And certainly distribution, not so much, some. Okay. 4 or 5. Well, 4 or 5 can be good, or 4 or 5 can be really a time suck. So it kind of depends. But my point is really here, when you have a partnership, you are really engaged with them in terms of building the business. And when we look at that, that can be a joint venture. How many of you know the term joint venture? Okay. So joint venture, you actually fill out a piece of paper, you say we're going to do this together, you're going to put in money, I'm going to put in money, or we're going to put in time or people or something, and we're going to make it work. So when we look at these levels, it's important to note when it's alliance is which one are you looking for. So how many of you would like to do an alliance tonight? Network. Okay, referral. You can raise your hand more than once. My rules, you can do whatever you like. All right, affiliate. Nope. Channel? Okay. Raise your hand to channel person. I saw it. There it is. Okay. Oh, and there's one back there. You should be looking around. That's why I had you look around at the beginning. Partnership. Who would you like to have as a partner so you don't have to be in this cruel world by yourself? Okay. All right. Our channel people would like partners. How about a joint venture? The very first streaming of a live company program was done in Austin by a client of mine, and our partner was Genetech out of Canada. We happened to pick the only place in Austin at that point in time that was a black hole. So it made streaming really difficult. So one of the things you look at when you're doing partnerships and when you're creating opportunities is making sure you've got all of the stuff that's supposed to work together. And I want to talk about these other opportunities that are out there for you, because we've only talked about sales and marketing, which are very important, but there are actually 6 areas of business that everybody has to pay attention to. Now, they may call them different things. They may put them as 5. To me, sales is different than marketing. One of my colleagues from the Profit Mover team and I put on boxing gloves, and we duked it out. Which is more important, sales or marketing? I don't know that either of us won, but it was fun to do. So I separate them because, to me, sales drives marketing. If you're a marketing person, you may not, like Alyssa, you may not agree with me. But when we look at alliances, we certainly begin to think about how many opportunities there are in terms of sales or marketing. But there are plenty in terms of operations. How many of you think that SpaceX is probably the neatest thing since sliced bread, besides me? Oh, I love SpaceX. Well, SpaceX wouldn't exist if it had to rely on only the people it could get. So what did it do? It created an alliance. Who did it do the alliance with? Anybody know? NASA, that's right. All those poor people who were stuck on the ground, and what did he promise? I'll get you back up in the air again. When we look at alliances, and when you're looking at alliances for you, don't think you have to, and this is no offense to my lovely friend, is you don't have to have shekels in your pocket or dinero or anything that goes into somebody else's something. You can do things where you pay nothing, but you make use of the expertise or experience of somebody else, and we call that operations, all right? When we look at sales and marketing, we can think of how does that add to the income area, but when we look at operations, we can do what Jump Growth is trying to do, which is to help you be able to do something that maybe that's not your expertise. Alliances give you that opportunity if you know what you're looking for and who you're looking for. We get down to funding. I do a lot of speaking about 101 plus ways to fund a business, because there are 101 plus ways to fund a business. There's not just debt and equity, but you just have to think outside of the box. Do we have any outside of the box thinkers here, do you think, Travis? You think we might? Okay. There's some in the back who are willing to raise their hand. All right. So this is somebody you really want to make sure that you talk to when the break comes. And certainly when we look at other kinds of ways to have an alliance, we can certainly look at accounting and records management. Now, accounting and records management sounds like, well, I have to pay for it. Well, you may have to, and there's a wonderful resource right there to help you. But there are instances where you are creating a partnership where they can simply dovetail that into the books and records they're already keeping. What I'm trying to suggest to you, and the reason that I chose this topic, and I was so pleased that it was selected, was because you're here at CoFounders. This is what you should be looking for. You should be looking for alliances that are going to get you what you want. What's the bottom line? Is make sure that you are looking for and finding gold and not pyrite. I hope you all know what pyrite is. It's fool's gold. There's a lot of fool's gold out there, and if you can see from the picture, it says, where's the gold in this photo? So who can find the gold, the real gold in this photo? Did I hear it from the peanut gallery over here? Yeah. The coin. That's the only thing that's real. All right? When you're doing alliances, make sure you go for the real gold and not for the pretty shiny stuff. All right? Pretty shiny stuff only lasts a little while. When we were an ad agency, before we created the Street MBA and before we also created Texas's largest private small business development center called the Entrepreneurs Association, and an incubator, which we call the hatchery, and then an accelerator, we had a lot of people who were looking to find opportunities, but they didn't really know what they were trying to do. And so if it were shiny, it was kind of like Up. Do you all know the movie Up? Squirrel. Rabbit. And part of your job in making the alliances work is to make sure you don't let that happen. Besides adding 17% to the bottom line that's actually cold hard cash that you can add to your bank account, or you can go and spend in Cozumel or wherever you'd like to go, is there are other values, because what alliances do is just as we talked. They add credibility, they open opportunity doors, they do all kinds of things, and they give you a way to do things that you would not be able to do on your own. When you are a startup or when you are in business as long as I've been, you still need to make sure that you have those going, because things happen and you need to be able to rely on these people that you've set up as alliances. When we look at fool's gold, one of the things that happens is these four major problems. One is you don't go with the right alliance goal. I had a client who was a software company, and their goal was to finish a product in a certain period of time. The goal of their ally was, unfortunately, to get as much money out of my client as possible. Even though we had a lot of discussions about that, the gold that was glittery was very appealing. So 3 developers later, he finally found someone who actually had the same goal, which was to get the thing launched. Sometimes people don't do it necessarily for monetary reasons. They want to improve it. I think I'm in a room with a couple of engineers. I have a piled higher and deeper after my name, but my father was an engineer and a doctor, but he was mainly an engineer. It was never finished. And the problem is, if you have an alliance with somebody who is a perfectionist and they don't believe in getting it out, there's no money that comes in, right? Out, in, out, in. This is very simple math. You don't have to even add and subtract. So goal is the first one. The second one is the wrong ally. And the right ally is somebody who has the ethics that you believe in. I don't know if any of you happened to hear the story on NPR tonight, but they were talking about a company called Clarify, who was maybe doing some things that the employees didn't know that that's what they were developing for DARPA. And so just like Google, they were raising this as an issue. I'm going to suggest to you that if you are going to do an alliance that is going to work for you, is you need to examine your own ethics. I teach, among other things that I do, I teach accounting and finance, but I mainly enjoy teaching internal and external governance because it is so relevant today. Are you actually doing something that really mimics this poster that says you're doing something good? If you haven't seen this black and white poster, be sure you come around and see if you were the reason that the world was a better place, what would you be and who would you be? Look at that at your partners. Now, if you happen to be husband-wife, you still have the same issues. If you happen to be partners with or trying to create an alliance with best friends, even if you think you've known them forever, that does not necessarily mean that they share the same ethics and the same perspective. And that's okay. It's just that you don't want to tie your star to someone where you don't agree. There was a triad that I worked with, and they all went to the same church. They all thought they had the same belief system, etc. One of the partners tried to sell Eskimos refrigerators, and it basically bankrupted the company. And I give that to you as a warning story because alliances have to take time to come together, but you have to start out on the right frame of mind. Anybody have a situation that they're familiar with where somebody picked the wrong ally, the wrong partner? You did. What happened? Can you tell us?
Oh my God, it's very complicated.
Okay.
It's
Tell us the short version.
They lose the business.
They lost the business, and that's not unusual. You can also go to court. You can also go to jail. This is not something to mess around with. Make sure you have the right ally and that you've done your due diligence. Does that mean doing a background check? You bet. You bet. It is not something you go into because you don't want that partner or that ally going into your bank account and pulling it out, all your money, do you? I don't. So make sure you have the right ally. The next two have to do with process and expectations. What is the process that you have in place to make that alliance work? If it is, well, we'll just meet on Tuesdays at 2 and you do what you do and I do what I do, what can you expect to come out of it? What can you expect?
Very little.
Very little. What is the problem with not expecting a lot?
It's uncoordinated.
It is. It's uncoordinated, and everybody may be duplicating efforts. When you get into an alliance, it takes time. And so if you have a process and you have expectations, you're going to make sure that the time is right. So what are your choices? That's what we're going to talk about last, is if you're going to make a right decision. And I have a sign-up sheet that Michael's going to pass around when I'm given the go-ahead, where you can get a copy of my slides, or you can certainly probably get them from them, is that you want to have this list in your mind as you're thinking about how do you do it. You want to think about goals. You want to think about experience. You want to think about leverage. You want to think about time. Is this something that needs to be done immediately, or it's an emergency situation, or do you actually have time to build it? Money. Is there money that's going to change hands? Who's going to be responsible? Who's going to make sure that there are good records kept? And again, I point to my friend who can help you make sure that the records are right. Certainly trust and ethics, which we talked about, outcome, and my favorite one is a sense of humor. Now, why in the world would you want your ally to have a good sense of humor?
They're great to hang around.
Yes? Why else?
When the things go wrong, you want something funny.
You do. That's right.
Because it gets you through in tough times.
It definitely gets you through in tough times. We went down to our last $42 because our client many years ago didn't pay us the last $10,000. Okay, so do we have allies who help pull us through? You bet. You bet. And sometimes those things that are bad times may be very personal. It could be that somebody in the family is ill, or you have a situation that is a very desperate situation, and you really want people to help lift you up, because being in business, whether you work for somebody, particularly if it's a small business, or you have your own thing, is the most wonderful thing you can do. It's the most wonderful opportunity that you can create for your community, and it's the scariest. It is not necessarily the most risky, but it sure feels like it sometimes, and people make you feel that way. But if you have people who are your allies, who conform to what we have on this list, is you are going to have a much more successful opportunity. You're not going to be one of the statistics of failed businesses. You're going to be able to grow. And I want to just end by asking you if you have questions or comments or examples that you'd like to share with me. Yes, ma'am.
So, can you go back a few slides to where you had the hierarchy of like network all the way down to?
Yep.
Or is it a hierarchy? Is there like a level of importance, or they all have like their own place?
They all have their own place, but there is a hierarchy. The more you want of me, the farther down the list. So if you just want me to network with you, depending upon what that is, whether it's an introduction or whether it's to answer a question. We had a little bit of a communication issue this morning because I do all of my slides and all of my stuff in PowerPoint. Doesn't work really well here. So we had a little discussion, we had a little alliance of how to do Google Slides. I've never done Google Slides. Now you may say, what? She's never done Google Slides? Where has she been all her life? I've been someplace else, okay? I've been doing other things. But I had a wonderful ally who was very patient and made that happen. He was networking for me. He was helping me, and he was kind enough to say, you know, it's really odd how it works, but it doesn't save. It just automatically saves. So thank you so much for your help. So my point to you is network is not just about sales. It can be, how do you do this? Or who do you know who? Or where don't you go? A number of years ago, I was doing an event, which I used to do every year for 15 years, and NASDAQ was my co-sponsor the last year I did it. And we went to a hotel to introduce the Inc. 500 fastest growing privately held companies in Central Texas. And there were really interesting ones. And we had the room for from this point to that point. And if you've ever been to an event, sometimes people don't go home, do they? And so the situation happened is that we were getting close to the end, and the catering manager came and flipped off the lights. Don't you know that all of these years, I'm still telling the same story? It was the Red Lion. Okay? So you need to know from your network, from your allies, what to do, what not to do, because you will do great things. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for your help today. I appreciate it. Please remember Michael if you need to talk about international. Otherwise, I'm here to help you if I can. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate your time and your knowledge in the business realm. We are going to have 2 pitches, and then we're going to play a little introduction game. Because I know at the end of the day, you guys came here for some reason, and I'm assuming it's to meet somebody. Taylor, your phone went blank. Irene, that's why that. Miss Irene, and then we're going to have Mr. Mike come on afterwards, and then again after that, we'll do the introduction game. So if you're ready, Miss Irene.
Thank you. How does this work? Here, huh?
That's it.
Okay, got it. Hi guys, I'm Irene from Barcelona, Spain. I'm here in Austin for a few days, and I was like, why not just pitch something? So I just did it. I'm a digital marketeer, like some of here, and I am the one that when you're like scrolling down on Facebook ads or Instagram ads, shows you an ad. You're like, I'm the one, sorry. So yeah, 2019 is a really nice year to be a digital marketeer because you don't have to chase down businesses and tell them you have to be on Facebook ads, like you don't know what you're missing, you know? Everybody knows. Everybody knows that you have to be on Facebook ads, Instagram ads, social media in general. So that's a good thing for me, for you, for digital marketeers, but it's true that I see another problem, which is content. Basically, I see 2 problems with content. Now everybody's on Facebook ads. That's a good thing. But at the same time, people don't get noticed as much because you're a small business and you don't have the production that big businesses have, so you just have like a shitty image and they just scroll through you, you know? That's the truth. So the first problem that I see is that people don't use video. As you know, Facebook and Instagram ads, the algorithm prefers video than images. They show it more, basically. So I tell that to, and also the users, we like video better. It's just like more fun, right? So I tell that to businesses that I see, and they're like, yeah, but I don't really have the time to prepare a script. I don't have the time to shoot, to edit. Maybe I don't know how to do it. I don't want to hire a freelancer because then I'm going to have to be like controlling the freelancer and I have stuff to do, or maybe I have to hire an agency. Nothing wrong with agencies, but maybe there's some agencies that are really big and the process is really slow. So I don't really want to do it. And I understand. Then also another problem is that they don't optimize for mobile. And that's a problem, right? You're shaking you're like, yeah, I've seen it, been there, done that, yeah. So that's a problem because people just think, okay, I have a video, I have an image, and I'm just gonna use it in Insta stories, in Facebook newsfeed. It doesn't matter if the format doesn't match. I'm just gonna use it everywhere. And that's not really good because then you miss a lot of opportunities because people just don't consume that content. It's not good enough. There's a lot of people in Facebook ads, so that's why I created Noxu Digital. In Noxu Digital, we make videos for social ads hassle-free. What do you mean by hassle-free? That's what I mean. Is the video gonna play? Yay! So basically, we have 3 packages, but I'm gonna show you just the 2 most important ones, which is we have an image and we just create an animation. So now it's a video, it's a cool video optimized for mobile, and you don't have to worry about any production. We just animate it for you. And also the second package is just not just one image, but maybe there's businesses that have like 3 images, a video here, a video there. We just put it together, create a mobile optimized ad, and we just make it look cool, you know. And what we need, really easy, you don't have to, that's the hassle-free part, just brand asset, brief, and the images and videos you already have. And our results, mobile optimized video ads for better performance. We have some experiences and it's working really well. 2 formats, feeds and Insta stories, and quickly deliver. And usually our packages are delivered in 2 days up to 3-5 days, depending on the package you choose. Who we are, well, Raquel Anglés and Ángel Blanco, they're not here. Obviously, they're in Spain. And they're the creative part of the project, and then I'm the founder and CEO, which I just move around and pitch this, basically. I'm almost done. And the revenue model is really easy, just project-based. Wherever somebody asks us for a project, we just charge them. Where are we now? We have clients. I actually have this here. We have clients in Spain and in Europe, and then we want to expand to the US because you guys understand more the power of social media, and you want to invest on it, not like in Europe. Sorry, Europeans. I'm European too, so. And also the last part, the future, I imagine, just doing online orders, like automated, you know, like for people that are like recurring in our business, just fill up a form, send us the material we need, and we just create the video right away. Of course, we have a customer service, but it will be super quick, and even we will shorten the time of the production even more. And that's all. Thank you very much. Gracias. Thank you. Oh yeah, questions, please. And feedback, honest feedback. Yeah, first here, and then. Good question. Well, there's tons of video production companies, really. Like, there's video production companies that go on site and they film. We don't film. We basically have a group of animators, motion graphics, and editors, and we just grab all what you have and we just create a cool animation for you. So it's not like we're a video production, but not really. It's not like, you probably know, right? We don't have like a team that go on site and stuff. So we make it really easy. We work worldwide. and it's optimized only for mobile ads. I have one there and then. Yeah, well, I have the website is over there, but I can definitely tell you the cost, no problem. So we have 3 packages. The small one is the one from the image, just animating the image and creating maybe like a call to action and stuff, and that's 150. And then the big one, we just use one image, although we put text, call to action, all that cool stuff, and it's about 500. It's 500. And then the big one, and we have the different videos, different images, call to action, art direction, and everything. It's around 800. So, yeah. Yeah, sorry. So the 150, you just use one image, and you don't create an animation. You just animate the image. So no text, no nothing. Just, I mean, it's pretty cool still, but you don't actually put text, like this is blah, 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 blah. You don't have a script really. You just get the image, you put the logo, maybe if you want it, and then we just animate it. For example, the camels that you saw, you just like grab the image, animate it, done. The other one, you have a script. So you actually have a brief and a call to action, and you have like a story on the video. Does that help? Yeah. Yeah. Good question. Well, I mean, really, you can also go to like, how is it called, Upwork, and have a designer for like nothing. So it really, there's a difference. Basically, it's optimized for mobile, so we know what we're doing. If you really want to like excel in mobile and ads, and also first, you have to do it yourself. And second, the software has limitations. The software probably, if you have to do it yourself, it's not going to be, I don't know if there's any filmmakers here, but it's not going to be Premiere, After Effects. That shit is complicated. So yeah, probably it's going to be like Movie Maker or iMovie, and you have like a template, and you're going to do it. With us, there's no template. It's unique for you, and it's optimized. So we're marketeers, and we're filmmakers and editors. So maybe that's the difference. So the brief, I had trouble with this, not trouble, but I had complications because there's business owners that they're like, okay, cool, do it for me. But I'm like, okay, I need a brief. I need what's your goal and everything. So there's companies that already have a marketing team, and they just give us the brief, and we're like, cool, we just put it on the video, awesome. There's other business owners that they don't really know what to say on the video, and we help them with some of the briefs, so that's no problem. Here first. I guess, yeah. Look at teacher, you. Not with the cheap stuff, but we have clients that we actually had a meeting with one of them today, and I asked them for the video because he ordered 2, and basically he was comparing that with videos that their intern made, which we outperform, and also images. It was about engagement, so engagement is not really like conversions, right? It depends, but usually we have better results. Like the cost per click is lower, the reach is higher, because yeah. If you have more questions, I'll be around.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Mike, you ready? I'll load everything up for you. Just right.
When it comes to technology, I don't win very often, but I was able to convert my slides to Google Slides today, and so my self-confidence is skyrocketing right now. I belong here. Be your brand. I have two boys, one 28 and one 20. Unfortunately or fortunately, they both inherited learning disability from their dad. Extremely dyslexic, struggled. As you probably know, with dyslexia, there always comes something else with it. You're never just dyslexic. Getting them through the public school system was challenging, frustrating. With all the new standardized testing, STAR testing, You're kind of put in a bucket if you don't learn like everybody else. You don't read like everybody else. You don't write like everybody else. You're kind of put in a bucket, kind of isolated. And so getting all the way through the public school system, senior in high school, you're kind of beat down a little bit, honestly. And so out of those struggles, I started Be Your Brand. I can do this. Be Your Brand. It is it's a company that constantly, on a daily basis, reminds kids, young people, to be who they want to be, not what somebody else wants them to be, and to believe in themselves. That's what Be Your Brand is about. Is it the red one?
Not the red one, the right arrow. There you go.
All right. So what's the problem we're solving? Suicide now is the third leading cause of death for 10 to 24-year-old ages. 7,000 kids drop out of high school every single day. That's 1.2 million a year. We're better than that, I think. I'm going to read this one to you because this is my vision statement. Be Your Brand is motivational, empowering, and most importantly, it's inclusive. We don't exclude anybody. We help cut through stigmatizing stereotypes in society which attempt to define who we are, how we should behave, and how we are valued. We offer products, programs, and a community of people that remind individuals on a daily basis to embrace their individuality while promoting self-confidence and a positive self-image. We create products that make people feel good. So yes, we'll have the t-shirts, we'll have the boxers, we'll have the socks, and we'll also have the journals, the mantras, the interactive elements that empower the inner dialogue. Probably if I had to kind of do it over again, I would start with the app first. But I didn't, being the old guy, the low-tech old guy, I didn't. So I kind of struggled, are we a content company or a product company? And I think we're going to be kind of both. But right now I'm struggling. We haven't started the app, and we do have an e-commerce website that's up and running. It's beyourbrand.life. And we have started our social media. We do have a following with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And this is kind of the blueprint that keeps me going and kind of on the right track. You can see our products there, the wallets, the t-shirts, bracelets, journals, dorm swag, inspirational cards. We've got this with the pitch deck, our social media. We hope to introduce Be Your Brand into the school districts in the future. And again, probably the one component that I kind of missed, just probably because I'm not familiar with it, is the app. I want the app to be that constant reminder. The first thing that kid looks at in the morning is their app. What are you grateful for? Accomplish one thing before you leave your room. Something that keeps them going on a daily basis, right? I think that's so important. And I use my kids as an example, but if we're honest with each other, we all have struggles of some kind, right? Some are more significant than others, but I mean, for me personally, I could have used Be Your Brand at age 30. I could still use Be Your Brand. I could use my app every day. Believing in oneself is essential to living a happy, productive life. I truly believe that. I don't know how you can have a successful marriage or business or be happy in life if you don't believe in yourself. The need for connection and community is primal, as fundamental as the need for air, water, and food. The greatest act of courage is to be and own all of who you are. What have we done so far? We've started to develop a brand, and I did trademark the brand, the logo. We created starter products, established social clout, built an e-commerce website, and placed our products in the hands of our audience. The products right now are more of the promotional type, but that's where we are today. I've spent about $70,000 of my own money, and that's where we are today. Just to give you a quick background about who I am, Mike Heatherly, my wife, Natalie, back in the back. We have two sons, as I mentioned earlier. And we have two family businesses, the Austin Tree Farm, another high-tech business, right, in Weberville. And we have the health company that my wife and I started 25 years ago. Thanks.
Questions?
Yes.
How are you creating your content?
Yeah, so like I said, we haven't started. We're just starting the app, and I sent my youngest son's at Texas A&M, so I said, hey guys, go start creating the content for this app, and then I sent it to some high school students as well in a private school here in Austin, and even to some junior high students here in Austin. So in terms of kind of developing the app and what they want to see and maybe how in their eyes, because they're ultimately going to be the customer, I'm kind of putting it, kind of let them kind of tell me what works best for them.
It's a cool model. You allow your other folks who adapt the product to actually send out a message.
Right.
What do you find as differences between what was most difficult that you see between the generations? What was most difficult for your generation being a youngster?
Yeah.
The difficulties of maybe your sons and my generation, and also the generation that you see up and coming. How do you see that changing? What do you think the differences are and the biggest difficulty that youngsters face?
Yeah, great question. Here's the way I see it, and I don't know if I see it because I'm old, but the interaction between kids is minimal. I mean, 2 years ago, I could have 8 high schoolers at my house, and they're all sitting there looking at their phones. They're not talking to one another. Where when I was in school, there was no technology, and we were riding bikes until dark, and then Mom would call us out and say, hey, the street lights are on, come home. I think that we both had challenges, but they're different challenges. I feel like, the disconnect today sometimes with a high school kid, and I use my kids as an example, but we don't really know what's going on inside of a high school kid, regardless if they're the valedictorian, the best football player, straight A student. I mean, that we don't know. I mean, kids are walking in school with guns. It's crazy. It's a crazy time. Yes, sir.
Are you marketing to the parents?
Yeah, that's a great question. I went back and forth on that one. Right now, it's 10 to high school and college kids. I initially thought my target market was parents of elementary age kids, because it's a very easy discussion to have with your kids, right? But as of tonight, my target market is high school and college kids.
That's the last question.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Last question?
Yeah, we'll do one more.
I was just curious, do you guys happen to have a flagship product? For example, is your T-shirts your biggest seller? Is it the journals?
Yeah, our website's been functional for about 10 days, and so it's kind of hard to, I don't know if anything's successful right now, but I would say probably our baggage, our backpack tag, it's Be Your Brand with a Thumbprint, is our most popular product.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Mike. Before we move on, Miss Irene, I just wanted to say it is awesome that you came here from Spain and just decided to pitch in front of a group that you just don't even know. So can we get up for Miss Irene one more time? That's awesome. Hamant, quick question. Why'd you come here today?
Well, I actually drove down from Dallas, and I'm looking for just bouncing ideas. If somebody's just looking for having that tech understanding of their product idea, please feel free. We just have a chat.
So said definitely you came here to meet somebody.
Oh yeah, early stage startup.
Yeah, I think you came to the right spot. Miss Dory, why'd you come here today?
I come because I like the guys that lead the group. And I've been inspired by all y'all's new ideas. And just to let you know that Chastain Partners is around.
There you go. Again, to same as Hamant, you came here to meet people, right? And so the biggest thing about this event is that you guys are meeting somebody who's going to progress your business or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. That's why we're going to segue 10 seconds each. Usually we do 10 or 15. Let's try to keep it at that to be cognizant of time because we are ending in about 45-ish minutes. But we're going to introduce everybody, 10 seconds, really your name and what you're looking to leave here with. Then we're going to try to be consistent with the time, and the reason why you guys are really here, right, is to meet each other. So we'll start here, we'll go around the room, and then we'll come back, and then we can maybe conclude with that.
Yeah, so as this is happening, I'm going to pass this the opposite direction. This is how you can contact Miss Jan and give some feedback as well. So just going around.
There you go, so we'll do 10 seconds.
I'm Lowell Smith, and I guess I have 8 seconds left. I'm looking for angel investors. I've developed a new version of online courses and a different delivery platform. So I'm looking for people who want to make a ton of money.
Trying to cut me out here, Lo. Jennifer Carson. I run a cyber insurance startup. I'm a cybersecurity specialist. And what I'm looking for right now is someone who is, I would say, excited and would want to get in the trenches with me. I've built out a really cool advisor team. It's actually my next step is kind of socializing this across the insurance and the cyber side, but really just someone who's looking to just kind of get in the weeds with me. Also a technical founder.
Well, I'm Irene Sango. And from here, I just want actual feedback and feedback from my presentation, which was the first one in my life, and about the project. So honest feedback, and don't cut anything. I'll just take it all.
I'm Alyssa Welch. I work for a digital marketing and SEO agency here in Austin, and I'm here to help anyone that wants to grow their business online.
Stand up or no?
Yes.
I'd recommend it if you want to be a pretty face.
Okay. Hi, I'm Walt. I'm come here from Ukraine. It's even farther than Spain. I'm visiting here, and I was 1 week ago in Spain. Almost. Yeah, so I'm here in Austin visiting our customer. That's Alligo Health Research, one of top 50 Austin startups. They just raised their C round, $20 million round investment. We're doing custom software development for them and for other customers in US. So that's why I'm here.
Quick and concise. Let's go to the next one. Thank you.
I'm Christos Pasianas. I'm from Greece. I have established my LLC some weeks ago in Houston, and I visited here in order to explore the local business ecosystem and maybe build some partnerships or alliances. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jorge. I'm from Cuba. I'm pretty much here making friends and networking. So that's it. Thanks.
My name's Steve Ward. I take people sailing on Lake Travis when I'm not in front of a keyboard.
Dory with Chastain Partners. We do accounting for startups.
Hey, I'm Dirk. I just moved to the area, and I'm interested in everything with technology, telecommunications, and wireless. If you have something cool going on, talk to me.
I'm Satish. I'm thinking of starting a podcast, and I'm here to sort of network with individuals from different streams.
Hi, my name is Alejandro Moreno Paz. I'm here to network, and potentially in the future, I'll be up there presenting my PowerPoint.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Brian Shopman. Been in Austin about 7 years now. Just here to network and meet some interesting minds.
My name is Willie Witten. I'm getting into the Internet of Things, specifically trackers. I love learning, but learning is better with other people. So if anyone wants to try to get into this Internet of Things stuff, I'm all there.
Ken Panovec with Capstone IT. As the name suggests, it's an IT services firm. I'm here to network and make connections. Loved hearing you guys share. Thanks so much for getting up there and sharing your story with us.
Ken, real quick, what is your favorite animal?
Favorite animal? My dog, probably.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Sarah French. I actually grew up in Austin, so rare local. And I am a designer, so talk to me if you need help with your deck, you need any UI UX, I can do pretty much anything.
Hello, my name is John Paul. I live in Austin since 2 years ago. I work for a distant job and I provide the best IT talent. So if you're looking for a developer, the best developer, you can talk to me.
Hi, I'm Kristen. I was actually one of the sponsors with NSB Larson. Financial planning, business analysis, business strategy for startup. Just to help businesses go into the right directions, and I'm here to network as well. Thank you.
Hello, I'm John Pachacano. I recently developed a new type of device, looking for an angel investment to build this foundation. I believe the device I have is going to help us in the future, save a lot of lives. Again, I'm just looking for the right person or probably the right people in this room to help get it going and get it off the ground.
Yes?
Mindy Garza, I'm here with him. I know a lot about his business or you know, what he's trying to do, and networking as well.
Hi, my name is Scott Schultz. I just came to hang out and network, meet people.
I'm Troy. I'm actually a commercial real estate broker. So here networking and looking for groups that are looking for office, manufacturing, or warehouse space.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Joe. I'm a developer, and I'm looking for a job.
Hey, I'm Stephen Jeffries. I am an attorney from Houston, and I help startup companies pay less tax. So if you hate tax, come talk to me.
I'm Brandon Skidmore. I help build alliances in the accounting and records keeping management space. So if you need help with that, come talk to me. I also help with fundraising as well.
I'm Natalie Heatherly. I'm here to support my husband and to learn.
Mike Heatherly, looking for a co-founder maybe in the future and some funding, and ultimately make the place a better place than the way I found it.
I'm Ben Popple, just here to meet interesting people, hear interesting ideas.
Hey guys, my name's Joe. I'm an e-commerce manager, digital marketer. I'm looking to launch an app, but I'm struggling with the back-end infrastructure. So if you know anything about that, or you know anyone who knows anything about that, let me know. Thanks.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike Valdez, work at WP Engine. Just really here to meet some really cool people and network and get to know you guys.
Hey guys, my name is Sammy Holby, and I'm the founder and CEO of a company named Univoice, which is building the first mobile app that teaches languages through music. We're currently 500 users, and I'm looking for a co-founder in the development space, so more of tech talent. And then if y'all want to learn languages through song, download Univoice on either app store, UNI Voice.
Hi, I'm Ali Kasim. Mainly just came here to network. I just moved here about a month ago, so I'm kind of new to the city.
Where'd you move from?
Dallas. Welcome to Austin. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks. My name is Bill Moscato. I do various things from corporate rentals, short-term rentals, and then I've been in tech for a long time, and my most immediate need is for a technical co-founder.
Hi, Eric. Company is E2 Technologies, and recently released an app called GoFounder. It is in the real estate space. I'm looking to form strategic partnerships with somebody that's involved in national brokerage. We're pre-funding post-launch, and we're also looking for angel investment.
Hemant, run a company called Jump Growth. We help early stage to mid stage startups in software development.
I just want to remind everybody that there are some wonderful things that are happening here, but also in other places. We do an event coming up next Monday. We're going to be talking about mini trends. If you want to know what's going on, you want to know what are the trends that you might be able to tie into, even if you're very small. And next month we will be talking about how to do business with the city of Austin with the purchasing director. So if either of those are interesting to you, and you know what, the government makes money, so they have it.
And my name is Michael Grant. I transform local champions into global players. I'm here at Jan's invitation here to support Jan, to network, and to sort of keep my finger on the pulse of the entrepreneurial community. Thank you.
Cool. I appreciate you guys. If it wasn't for you all, we wouldn't have an event, and then there wouldn't be the value of the networking piece. Before we progress, we are going to do a raffle. It is rosé season. Sun's coming out, so we have some rosé to give away. And I forgot the type of wine, but we will. Malbec. I don't think I've actually ever tried that one. You try. You can't look, but try to pick our winner for the rosé. Ted Calvin. You have to be present. Uh-oh. No Ted? Going once, twice? No Ted. Let's try again. It's happened. Masak? There you go. And for the wine. There you go. I appreciate you guys. Some quick housekeeping before we conclude. We have 35-ish minutes before we're leaving. If you see trash on the ground, whether it's yours or not, please pick it up, or Taylor will have to. And then after we're done, then we're going to be out of here sharp at 9, but there is a bar downstairs. So if you guys are meeting some good connections, don't want to cut it off right away, again, there's a bar downstairs at 9. Thank you for coming.
Hey guys, real quick, if you have not connected with Miss Jan, that list is still being passed around. Make sure you get access to that list. Thank you.